Heartily welcome at VanDrie Group. VanDrie Group is an integrated veal production chain. We purchase our newborn calves, we keep them in group housing in our husbandries, and we produce the feed, milk replaces and the roughage. We slaughter, debone and sell the veal throughout the whole world. I'm here with Ragnar Fredriksson and Edgar Beurs. Ragnar, you all know, he is one of the directors of the Worldchefs. Edgar is one of our chefs. Edgar will join Ragnar in the kitchen preparing some veal dishes. My name is Patricia van Grieken. I'm the marketing manager of VanDrie Group and I travel the world around with Edgar. Come and join us to the kitchen. Guys, Ragnar, Edgar, so nice to have you here.
Nice to be here. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's great to see you again.
So good to see you guys again.
Yeah.
Great.
Happy to be here.
So we are going to rock and roll with veal, aren't we?
That's what we're gonna do.
What's the dish? Tell me.
Hey, I suggested this one because this is one of my favorite for my own family. I do this at home.
Really?
So it's a T-bone of veal, and it's a really delicate meat, really soft, milky flavor, and this really goes well with the whole family. And what I do, I usually do this with anything. I'm doing it with risotto now, because my kids love risotto, and you could do it with potatoes in the oven or whatever you like. And I chose to do it with asparagus because we're now in the season.
Yes.
This is spring. This is Netherlands.
Yes.
Yeah.
So fresh asparagus from Netherlands, so fresh they just crack in your mouth. You don't need to peel them or anything. You just boil them for a few minutes and eat them like that. So usually what I do is, I take the veal, I fry it in a pan, put it for 10 minutes in the oven or so, rest it a little bit. Yeah. And but Edgar, I came here to learn from you.
Well,
you're the veal expert. So what do you think?
I think actually outside we have a very nice bastard.
The bastard.
And
yes.
I like the sound.
Yeah. It does sound a bit strange, but this is a really nice oven that we're going to put this meat on.
Guys, tell me, the T-bone, there are two different pieces of veal. How do you control it when you are going to prepare it?
That's right. We have here the whole piece. Here is the fillet.
The tender part.
Yeah, the tender part, and this is the loin, which has got a bit more structure to it.
So you see, my kids, they would fight for the tender part, but I love the fatty part. So everybody gets their pleasure, and but you need to share it. You need to share it between everyone, and this is a great piece of meat to share, really.
Dare to share.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, great. So we are going to grill it right now.
We're gonna grill it.
Okay, let's go outside.
It's been resting at a room temperature for an hour now or so.
So it's nice.
Is that important?
Yes, it's always important to take the meat out of the fridge first, to let it come to the room temperature, and then start to prepare it, because otherwise the meat is still cold inside, and that's not good for
we want to cook it sort of. It needs to be cooked through. It's not like medium rare like a beef, but it needs to be cooked through, but really tender on the inside. Yeah. So it's quite a delicate operation.
It's a delicate operation. But we're going to do it.
Edgar will do this. I'm going to see the bastard.
Yes, please go.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna grill it here.
So this is the black bastard.
Yeah, this is the black bastard. And the really nice thing about it is that we have two cooking areas here. We have here the grill space, and here we have a place with which we do the actual indirect grilling. So we're first going to start it on here, then we're going to move it over there to rest. Then we can take it inside, and we can leave it to rest further.
Oh, well, you see, Edgar, I don't have these at home, so I have the old-fashioned. But I'm really looking forward to see what this does.
So here we go, and we're just going to leave it there, and then we can turn it.
Right. Get that nice stripes.
You've got a heat divider in here.
Sorry?
A heat divider.
Yeah, a heat divider.
Ah, that's clever.
Yeah.
That's clever.
So
it
now
smells.
we're gonna open it a little bit over here. And over here a little bit.
A bit of air there.
Yeah. So we're gonna let the air.
It's gonna circulate.
Yeah, it's gonna circulate, and then we can.
Already smell.
Yeah. And in the meantime, we can go inside and we can start on the risotto.
Shall we?
What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Sounds good.
Okay, great.
Very good. Cool.
Just to be curious, Edgar, what is the temperature right now, and what will be the inside temperature of
the
T-bone?
The temperature is going to go up to about 200. Yeah.
Right.
So that is the initial part of the grilling. Then we're going to move it up to the other side, which is a bit cooler because it doesn't get the direct heat from it.
Right.
And we're going to insert then the thermometer.
Right.
And we're going to cook it to a core center of 54.
Okay,
54
right.
centigrade. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Very precise. So. Yeah.
Yes.
I trust you, chef.
But you know, we can also do it the old-fashioned way, and we can just feel it with our fingers to see, you know, if we have the good cuisson, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we've got here the balance, I guess, between
let's use
the
technology.
rituals of barbecuing and the recipe of barbecuing. If you take the recipe, you can find your balance in doing it in the ritual way.
You can.
Yes.
You can. Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow, lovely.
Okay.
Looking forward to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the veal T-bone is on the bastard.
Yeah.
We have to wait for
That's
a
right.
couple of minutes so we can start with a risotto.
Yeah, with the risotto. That's a good idea. That's a good
Let's
idea.
do it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna put a little bit of olive oil in here.
Right.
Okay.
Sheet it slightly.
And
It's
and then we're gonna chop a little bit of onion, a little bit of shallot here.
Do you need more temperature?
Yeah, I need a bit more temperature,
Look
Patricia.
correct now.
If you
We do it like that, and then
yeah,
equipment.
voila, voila.
Voila.
and apparently you need to touch it with love because otherwise this machine
Yeah,
this
it's,
thing
it's a
doesn't
machine
work.
that runs on love.
It runs
Very
on love.
important.
Yeah, very important. Actually, all of cooking is
All
very
cooking is
important to
love.
do with love, you know.
There you go.
Okay.
So that's
little bit of
also
shallot.
what you
a
explain
shallot.
to all the members of the World Chef. Cook with love.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a very generous profession. You're feeding others. You're giving from yourself to others. And chefs are genuinely, they are such a generous people. So it has to be done with love. Otherwise, the flavor is not there, you know?
No,
That's right.
absolutely.
You can taste the love.
Exactly.
Right.
No, a lot of our members, and I mean, I've met so many chefs, and they would all say the same. They got their inspiration from their mothers. They got their inspiration from, or even their father's kitchen. But you know, it's from home cooking. It's from a family cocooning, and I think this is what is driving a lot of chefs to want to do this profession, and it always comes with a lot of passion and love. So.
Right. So how do you explain that in your education program of the World Chefs? How does that work?
Well, you know, like, I mean, we work a lot with the education sector, and that is really the key, is the training and the education. And I mean, cooking has always been based on transmission. You know, when you're learning in our profession in hospitality, it's internships. You go for internships. You learn from the master, and it's all about transmitting knowledge. So you have to transmit that the knowledge, the technique, but also the passion. And,
That's right.
Where
So-
did you have your internships?
My internships.
Yeah.
Well, I decided. This always a nice sound. The white
Yeah.
wine, white wine going into the
Yeah.
pan.
The smell is
that.
also nice.
This is nice.
coming up, it's coming up there.
I started my internship at the age of 11.
Whoa.
You see.
Yeah, you know, I was still a baby. I could only just walk, but I already knew I wanted to become a chef.
Oh, amazing.
So I started when I was 11 years old, and I started the study in Amsterdam at the cooking school there, and it was a 4-year training.
Yeah.
And you did the first 2 years. You did some of bread baking, some pastry, some cooking, and some waiting.
Yeah.
And then after, in the 3rd year, you had to choose either the bread baking and the patisserie, or you started to work for the
the grease burning.
Yeah, for the grease burning. So I chose that. So then that was my introduction actually to cooking. Yeah.
Okay. And
So
your
it's really-
internships, not only in Holland, or
Yeah, and the internships I did some. I first started off in Amsterdam, and then after I did that, when I finished my training, I moved to France and I moved to England after that.
Yeah. Important to get around and see other things, new cultures. And
It is very
and so
important.
for you as
It is
the
really
time.
important as a chef that you're not.
shall we do it?
Yeah, if
A
you
bit
want
less?
to do that. Yeah. I wanted to turn this up a bit.
Okay.
so it comes to a boil.
Got the feeling for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I think it is very important as a chef that you are, once you are trained, that you're not staying stuck in that way, and that you need to really broaden your horizon, and you need to continue to develop not only your taste, but also your knowledge about other cuisines.
But do you think the basis is escoffier?
Absolutely.
Also
I
for
think-
you, Ragnar?
Yeah, well, especially in European and in international cuisine, it really is a basic that has gone through the centuries. Of course, when you start to visit other cuisines, that very far away cuisines, as Asian cuisines, or then when we're looking into other basics, of course, but it's actually quite amazing how the base is the same. They might use a different terminology, there might be a little preference for some methods more than the others, but it really comes back to the basics.
I think when you think about chefs like Paul Bocuse, that he actually moved from France, and the first country he wanted to go to was actually Japan. And he went there to cook with all these Japanese chefs. And all the Japanese chefs, they were really, in awe of this Paul Bocuse who actually came over with the French cuisine to introduce it into Japan. But they also had so many similarities in it.
Yeah, precisely.
Great. And what's nice that we travel around the world like you do, and in the kitchen you can always talk in French, can you?
Yeah. Most of the time, when you come into, Patricia, you and I, we've traveled all over the world, and we come to kitchens sometimes in the Middle East or in somewhere Eastern Europe, and then we're in a hotel kitchen. And when you start speaking to each other, they know straight away sauté, grillé,
international language.
The international language.
Manger.
Yeah, manger.
And the wee chef.
Yeah, the wee chef. Absolutely.
Okay.
Especially the wee chef. Yeah.
Then it's time to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to get some water for the asparagus.
Would you like to have the pan with
great.
the water?
Yeah. Great,
We
thank you,
prepare it
Patricia.
already for you.
Okay, cool.
Do you need to have a quick look on the bastard to
Actually,
see?
I do, yeah.
I'll watch
also.
over this. Will
You
we'll
go.
watch over this?
Yeah, if you
worries.
can watch over this, great. Okay.
We'll take care of everything, I hope.
It's
Ragnar.
coming well nicely, huh?
Yep.
This goes well.
It's
fantastic.
boiling softly and it's,
Do you make a lot of risotto at home?
I love doing risotto and pastas
Okay.
and so it's a great dish because I wouldn't say it's quite easy to make, but you have to keep watching it and you have to stir it. So now it's going to start boiling a little bit. You need to stirring it well so the starch will come out, and the
Would you
starch
like to
will give
stir?
that creaminess. Yes.
Makes you feel at home.
Absolutely.
Here you are.
So in this case, when Edgar comes back, he's not going to find a burning
No, that
burning
should be a
stove.
pity.
And we might actually put a little bit more heat. We don't want to put
Yes.
too much heat, but just let
Then
it
we
bubble
tap
a
on this
little
one,
bit.
and then we go up like that.
Exactly. And so we keep stirring, so the starch will then dissolve itself, and that gives that creaminess in the risotto.
Okay.
And then you can put every flavor you want, we have a very simple one right here, but you can put some wild mushrooms if you're in the wild mushroom season. Sometimes I love doing with sun-dried tomatoes. And
Right.
You can give some flavors to it as well, but or natural, and just along with the meat and some nice fresh asparagus. Simplicity is also great. So.
But when it's ready, you have to eat.
Yeah,
You can't leave it on the stove.
No, you can't leave it too long. And actually, we'll finish it off, and Edgar will show. We'll finish it off by putting some of the parmesan and he has a special method of his mascarpone as well. And as soon as that is in, on the table, you eat immediately.
All right. So it's quite tricky to serve it in your restaurant when it takes such a long time, and you have to.
You can pre-boil a little bit, so you can sort of so you're sort of halfway through it, and you can slow it down and keep it a little bit aside. But really, to finish it off, you need to warm it up and then put the parmesan in and then serve it immediately. So, it gives you a couple of 3 minutes,
Okay,
at
guys,
this
I'm
one.
here. Look at this.
Amazing.
Look, here is the T-bone. It's beautifully grilled.
Yeah.
It's 54 centigrade inside. Now we're going to leave it to rest. I'm going to cover it with a little bit of plastic, and then leave it to rest. And then in the meantime, we can finish off the risotto.
Good plan.
Great. It smells lovely.
Yes.
It really smells lovely.
Very nice. Looking forward to this one, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's especially for you. It's your favorite dish.
Yes. It's sort of a nice Sunday roast, this dish, and it really goes lovely. And as I said earlier, you can then vary the ingredients that you garnish with according to the season.
Yes.
I mentioned, wild mushrooms or whatever summer vegetables in a poêlée of summer vegetables in the summer.
Yeah.
So
anything to go.
Sounds a
with
bit
it.
like comfort food.
It is.
Yes.
It's sharing. It's rich in flavors and it's very nice. Very nice.
Great. So,
Yeah,
Edgar.
so this is going to be a little bit of waiting, for the risotto.
Yeah.
But
We just
it's
started
gonna,
to stir it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And so, as you were saying, Patricia, amazing what Edgar is experience of starting so young and then going out and travel. And this is one of the great things that chefs can do. They have this opportunity, well, through their association, through like Worldchefs. It's such a big network of friends.
Yes.
And you can travel and you can actually integrate any company, any business immediately because you're talking the same language.
Yeah.
You're talking food.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you remember the guy who was setting the water during the Congress in Thessaloniki?
Oh.
Who was hitchhiking
Oh,
from
yeah,
a
that's
country
right.
in the middle of in Eastern Europe,
Oh, yeah.
and he was there putting the water on the seats.
Oh,
Yes.
Because he was dying to.
Oh, this guy,
You remember
he
him?
sent us an email before the
Patricia
Congress.
made me
He was what? He was 15 or 16? Just so passionate, and he said, can I come? I'll do anything. I'll do
That's
anything. Can I
great.
come?
Isn't that fantastic? That's so
okay.
fantastic.
Yes.
That's so fantastic.
So we could feel the passion, and so
Right.
come on, please, and
Yes.
help us open boxes and put the papers and
Yeah, that's
distribute the
great.
water and
That's great.
And that's one of the things when you go to the Congress is it's a lot of it is that friendship and the networking. Same as competitions. I mean, we organize a lot of competitions like the Global Chef Challenge, where we're using the veal for the global chefs, and we will explain how different cuts of veal.
Yes.
They're learning. But they're also they are sharing their own experience, and they are getting a lot of experience from others.
Yeah.
And they're creating this network of friendship. These are the three key things.
That is always
young
so
people
nice
go.
to see when we go to visit you. On these congresses to see how everybody. How everybody gels together and everybody wants to share their knowledge and they want to share ideas. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's I think also the way to get the youngest interested for the craftsmanship of
Precisely,
being a chef and open their eyes and hope they are going to travel.
And of course the whole profession nowadays has become very, very popular amongst young people. I mean, I think from my age, when I started studying, it was really a sort of a job that you did in a kitchen and not front of house. You were either a chef or you were a waiter. And if you were a waiter, then you had all the sort of all the sort of flair to do things, But nowadays, all the chefs, they are becoming much more personality themselves.
Yes. Yeah.
And that is the really, I think that's a very good and interesting twist in the whole profession, that chefs are actually asked to come out more and to step out of their comfort zone and to actually
to be
share.
the communicator. And you're so right, because I mean, as a chef, the profession is a huge opportunity. All the media attention is been giving to the chef profession, and so it's actually bringing, like you said, chef out of the kitchen, and so the chef, we need to be a vehicle of message. And we can do this. We're now talking a lot about sustainability.
Yes.
We talk a lot about the environment and health, nutrition. And so using the power of the white jacket to get a positive message out there is to actually influence the consumers and show them different ways to consume, that they can cook. You can cook at home. You don't have to buy processed food.
No.
And this is also driving change in society. So
absolutely,
it's very important.
It's very important. It is very important.
Yeah. And besides the sustainability, I think it's also good for people to eat good food.
healthy. It
Healthy.
also has to be good for the planet and good for your body.
Yes.
And as long as you can
Yes.
cook it yourself,
Yes.
it's good for the body.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is that risotto coming along?
Coming along, yeah.
Still needs a few.
Still needs
few
a
minutes
little
there.
bit more.
Bit
A little
crunchy.
bit more.
You want to get it to the al dente.
Yeah, to the al dente. Eh? Yeah. So we're using the vegetable stock, and we're leaving it. I think it needs another about 5 minutes, and then we are there.
Yeah.
So
You know what you were saying, Edgar, it's right. And I mean, the industry has been struggling a lot with finding young people who want to work in our industry.
Yeah,
Hospitality is now the largest employer on the planet, before the COVID, of course. And this has always been an image problem. And it's something that we need to do to get, well, to give people some livelihood as well, and to give them some, that they can have family life together with the working life.
well, this is it.
To
The
get
work
young people
balance.
to
Yeah,
work
the work
balance.
balance is very important. I remember in my days when I started the training, I was working 5 days a week in a restaurant. I was going to school 1 day a week, and I had 1 day off.
Yeah.
And the working in the restaurant when you are only 18 years old and that's your first job, it's a really tough job, because at the time also we had the different shifts, and you had, as we call it, the split shifts. And the split shifts meant that you had to work for lunch and you had to work for dinner. So you started at 10 o'clock in the morning, you made your mise en place, you did your lunch, and then at 2 o'clock you were finished, and you changed your clothes and you went into town until 5:30.
Yeah.
Until 5:30, and then 5:30 you came back to the restaurant. You all quickly had something to eat, and then at 6 o'clock the service started again until 10 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Now, if you're 18 years old and you have to do that 5 days a week, then that's not.
It's not what young people want today.
No. So it's really good that the actual industry has actually found a way to still interest young people into working, because catering is still a very hard-working job.
Oh yes, sure.
So you need to find that balance, and it's true. We also need to show young people that when you come into the industry, they need to be aware of. Yes, it's a stressful industry. You're working a la minute, so you have customers waiting for you, so you get the feedback immediately. This is a high stress factor. It's never going to disappear. So you have to be on your toes. You have to be have the skills. People need to understand that when they come into the industry.
Yeah.
But we also need to show them that you can evolve quickly within the industry.
Yes.
This is part of what Worldchefs global certification, where we have this accreditation program where we can follow a chef's profession all the way through his career.
Okay.
When you start as a commis chef, we work with the schools, and then after a few years experience, you can apply for a sous chef or chef de cuisine, executive chef, master chef, and from there you can also go into other hospitality branches. You can become a maître d'hôtel, you can become a hotel manager, or a manager of several hotels. So there is, for people that are passionate and willing to for hard work, there is a lot of career paths you can take. And then comes all the consulting and the research and development and corporate chefs and a lot of what you are doing, Edgar. You've sort of found your own niche in the profession. So there's a lot of career paths within the...
There are many career paths. Yeah, there are many career paths.
Yeah. With all different ideas of doing their job, and all different subjects what they found really important. We found it out at the Congress, when we did the presentation about the VanDrie Group, the integrated chain Veal, and we explained it, how we are organized. Then a lady from Australia was really happy the way we treat our calves, and another one came in, how nice that you can value 99% of your carcass. And the other one said, oh, I'm glad to find out that you are able to guarantee food safety.
And this is a very good point. I mentioned earlier the power of the white jacket and how we can be an influence for consumers. We have the power to influence our suppliers by asking the right questions. And as you mentioned, how is animal welfare? how is the food and safety standards? These are questions that we need to ask our purveyors, whether it's on the meat, or the fish, or the vegetables, on energy savings, or food waste. All these things we need to be able to also then influence our suppliers. And VanDrie is, you're a large supplier of restaurants and chefs around the world. Yes. It's important for us to be working with partners that we trust in, and that we know they are taking care of those things that matters.
During the year, I do give some teaching class to butchers and to chef cooks, and I always ask the question: do you think about what you buy? Do you think about where it's coming from, how it's produced? Do you know what you've got in your kitchen? And can you tell your guests what you use for preparing your dishes?
Correct.
And then a lot of them are really thinking, oh no, I haven't got any idea. I just pick out of the catalogue the products I would like to have. And I think, okay, start thinking about what you use.
Start thinking,
And that's I think, one of the passion things that you have to have.
And we see that.
What do you reckon? Just a quick taste.
I think the rice is ready.
Yeah, I think so too. Huh?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Well, I'm ready.
This is actually, this is one of the tips that I got from actually, one of the bully chefs.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay, right? Gordon.
So his risotto.
His risotto. A little bit of celery in it, some shallots, the white wine, the vegetable stocks, and then actually he finishes it off with some mascarpone in it.
So it gives it a little bit more creamy,
a bit of creamy, rich flavor.
That's the secret.
And then of course we put the parmesan in it.
Yeah, at the end
At the end to combine it. And the risotto, it should always be sloppy. I mean, if it is stodgy, if you can set it in a ring, then it's not risotto because it needs to ooze.
Then it's boiled rice.
Absolutely.
It should be all like creamy.
So there we go. Parmesan in it. I still like to put a little bit of pepper on. Pepper in it as well. And now we can turn off the actual heat, and we can just.
Shall I be in charge of the...
Yes, please be in charge of the stove, Patricia. Yes. Okay.
Stir it nicely.
So there we have the risotto.
That looks nice.
That looks really delicious. Delicious.
We got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
and in the meantime,
now we're going to do the asparagus in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quickly à l'anglaise.
Salty water. Yeah, salty water, and then we take it out of the water. We put a nice nub of salted butter on it, a bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Great.
Simplicity.
And for the jus, we have the jus de veau. So actually the veal stock, we reduced it, and I actually cooked it with some shallots, some white wine in the end, and some vaduvan. Some vaduvan. Vaduvan are the Indonesian spices, and that gives a really nice combination flavor to the sauce actually.
That's fusion, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Italian.
Italian. Yeah.
All,
Why not?
All is allowed. All is allowed.
Yeah. I think if you put all the ingredients together you like, the dish will be perfect, isn't it?
Just get the balance right, you dose it right, and then there are endless ways of creating new flavors.
Okay, Patrice, can I just go and drain the water?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. All right, here we go. En dan mag deze ook uit.
Okay, this one goes off.
Turn it off.
All the way?
Yeah, turn it off all the way. Yeah. And then we put a bit of butter in it.
A bit.
I mean,
let's be generous. It's still a bit cold outside.
Butter and cream. They are butter and cream. They are the basic of actual, of really nice food.
The comfort food, yes.
The comfort food. Comfort food. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Shall we? What do you reckon? Shall we go and have a look at this ribeye to see at the
Our
T-bone? Sorry.
The T-bone, yeah. Let's have a look if it's ready, yeah?
Yeah.
Where do we find it? Ah, there it is.
Here we go.
Already eaten.
Already eaten.
Wow, here we have the rib. Here we have the T-bone.
Nice.
Wow, look at that.
That's-
So, I always cover it with some plastic
Yeah.
to keep the heat inside it.
To rest
you know,
it a little
to
bit.
rest it a bit. And
Shall I
then-
throw it away?
Yes, please, Patricia. Thank you.
You.
And
Well,
And did you already put salt and pepper on it?
no, that's the one thing. I always cook the meat without any
Yep.
salt and pepper.
Yeah,
I always do
later.
it afterwards.
there are different religions on this.
There are different religions, you know. There are absolutely chefs who say, no, you need to put the salt and the pepper on first.
Yeah,
I'm one of the chefs who doesn't.
right.
I'm always doing it afterwards, and then I always use, for the seasoning, I use the core sea salt.
Right, the fleur de
And
sel.
I use my pepper mix, and the pepper mix I always use black peppercorns and Szechuan pepper.
Ah, nice.
Now the Szechuan gives a really nice floury sort of flavor to the meat. And also the one thing I've learned about pepper is that if you are actually frying it, if you are cooking it on a high temperature, which we were doing on the grill, then you might burn the pepper. And burnt pepper gives a bitter flavor.
Right.
You know, so that doesn't
makes
complement
sense. Exactly.
our expensive meat, you know?
Yeah.
So
But the salt is not burning. Why do
no.
you put the salt
Well,
later on then?
the salt actually extracts the juice out of the meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and we want to keep as many juices
You want to keep the
inside.
juice in there, yeah.
Yeah.
If I take it off the bone, would you mind slicing it so we can
Sure.
have it? Yeah. So here we have the piece of the fillet,
There you go.
and we have the center of the bone. There we go. Now, this is always the actual.
This is where you look into
This is where you look into you know, did it work or did it not work? You know, I mean,
think we got it.
did I do it? Did we do it right or did we not do it
think we
right?
got it, yeah.
But here, look at that! Look at that! Look at that!
Wow.
Look at that! That's a beautiful cuisson, isn't it?
Nice.
So,
Yes.
That's the
and then here we
loin.
have the actual loin, and then we're just gonna cut it like that from the bone.
on the bone.
Here we are. And then, of course, you know, I don't know in your house, but in our household, it was always, you know, fighting for the bit of the bone, you know, because you could actually, because you could
chew on the
yeah,
bone,
you could chew on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look, here we have this beautiful
Beautiful
cuisson, don't
color.
we? The beautiful color.
Yeah.
And that
So
is
soft in the middle.
that is what we're always looking for, isn't it?
Exactly.
Great.
So.
You've done a great job.
This is good, eh?
Wonderful.
This is great. This is
Yeah.
really
Yes.
nice. This is really nice.
And you know,
Okay.
Yeah, and what I do, shall I take?
Yeah, sure.
Your knives.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
So
use
yeah,
that.
I mean, this is wonderful to share with the family, and it can be a bigger T-bone or a smaller, and it shares quite well.
Yeah.
I put it just in like that sort of size.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice, chunky. Yeah.
Nice chunky sizes.
Chunky slices. Yeah. That's really good.
And you know, if there is some leftover, and you can always use the leftovers for. I mean, what I do a lot with the family on the Sunday morning, the Sunday lunch is maybe to do some pita with the leftover meat.
Yeah.
Or if I just want to,
nice.
or if I
That's
just
a
want
good
to
idea.
prepare for my own sort of lunch during the week, I would take the bone. And I would make a pot au feu with some carrots,
of course.
some turnips and onions and maybe some spices, and I make a nice pot au feu, and with maybe the rest of the meat and the bone, and it gives a beautiful texture to the stock.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so what we can do, we have the bone here.
Yeah.
The T-bone.
Yeah. The T-bone.
Let's just serve it like a fully.
Yeah,
Wow,
sure.
yes, that makes a nice plate.
Look at that.
What's the other side?
That was that side.
I got it.
That's right.
I got it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And let's get the rest of it.
Wow.
And that's the fillet side?
That's the fillet side.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Look at that.
Great.
So, and this is where everybody can sort of pick and choose their own
Yes.
parts. You know,
Yeah.
you would like a little bit more
Yes.
done at the
Yeah,
end,
yeah.
or you want the
Yeah,
better
yeah,
part in
you
the
want the-
middle. You want the
yeah.
little
This
chunky,
is-
fatty
yeah, yeah,
parts
yeah, yeah, yeah,
around,
yeah,
so
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
can play with and
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
what
clever.
they like.
Yeah.
So.
Shall I
That's
put the
clever.
risotto in here?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's really nice sloppy.
Actually, yeah, it's still very
Yes.
nice and sloppy. Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Wow, look at that.
Wow, look at that. Okay.
Nice.
Nice, eh?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Beautiful. And we have some asparagus.
And we have some asparagus, eh? With the butter.
Salted
no,
butter.
And, yeah, a bit of salted butter.
Right. A little bit of
The pepper.
your secret pepper mix.
Yeah, the secret pepper mix.
Oh no, it's not secret anymore.
Well, not anymore, no.
Go.
Wow, look at those colors. Nice.
And just before serving,
Yeah.
some fleur de sel.
Yeah. Wow.
And are you going to do something with the gravy?
A little bit of pepper.
Yeah. We can put a little bit of. Yeah, that's good. Great. Fantastic. Yeah.
Ta-da!
Gravy on the side?
Yeah, we can put some sauce on the
Oh,
side.
sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jus.
There's a wonderful demi-glace that you made there. It's really, you see how it's
Yeah,
intense
it's
and-
very intense.
Yeah.
Very intense. Yeah. And of course, you know, in the end, I put a little bit of butter in it as well.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
monté au beurre. You know.
Yes, want to be able to give it some texture.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Ah,
consistency.
you can smell the vat de vin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Great.
Wow,
Wow.
beautiful. Sunday roast. It's served.
Sunday roast
Wow,
is served.
guys, really lovely.
Fantastic.
Okay, we've done it. We made a veal T-bone out of the grill.
Yeah.
And it is really, I would like to say well done, but it's not well done. But
Medium rare done.
the process is well done.
Yeah,
So the
absolutely.
cuisson is very, very nice.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
the sloppy risotto
And the sloppy risotto.
the green asparagus.
yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, chef.
And
Thank
I think it is really good that we actually talked about education.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I mean, and the main message is, you know, that the actual becoming a chef, going into the catering industry is really a profession you can be proud of, you know, and
Sure.
and with the help of the Worldchefs, you know, young chefs, they can go all over the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be proud of your craftsmanship.
Absolutely,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Edgar.
Thank you also.
Thank you.